Hello, welcome everyone. So I am so excited to be here. One, because this is the grant announcement, and we have Jamar Law Foundation with us. And I want to introduce him, but I want to give him the time to tell you about his foundation. But I want to share a couple of things before we turn it over to him. One is I want to share that this is the fourth year of doing the summit. And year one, I couldn't do the grant, but year two, three, and four, I have been able to do it. And I thank you for your support. So if you haven't gotten your VIP backstage pass, I'm going to encourage you to do that, because I then turn around and I select organizations to be recipient of it. Now, it's a small grant of $500, but it's also a learning opportunity in that grant application. So it's a pretty simple grant application. I'll let Jamar talk about that if he so chooses. But I have 45 applicants. Of those 45 applicants, and it was about 8 questions, perhaps a fourth of them didn't meet the grant deadline. Another fourth to a half of them didn't answer all the questions. And then a certain portion of them didn't convince me based on the criteria that they could deliver on what was being asked of them. And there are going to be grants out there. This is a $500 one. And so I want it to be a learning lesson. 1, answer all the questions. 2, hit the deadlines. And 3, make sure when you are answering the questions, that you're looking at the subtext of what they're asking you, and you convince them that you can do what they're asking you to do. So Jamar, I want to congratulate you on your application. And I will say this, this grant was all about partnering on this journey with me, and not only partnering on this journey with me, but also sharing out. And so I really wanted to know, what's your social media following? How are you going to leverage your social media following to hit some of the goals? Because it's a partnership. Always remember, when you are writing a grant, it is a partnership. And what are those shared goals that you're trying to do? Now, you were not the one with the highest social media following. I want you to know that. There were some people that had higher social media followings than you, but they didn't make the case for the execution that you did. And so I wanted to give you an opportunity to use my platform to tell people about the great work that you're doing with your foundation.
I'd like to thank you for allowing me to even apply for your grant. And, I seen your summit, and I just happen to always share your stuff anyway. So, a long life journey partnership is, I worked with you 2 summers ago, and always kept in contact with you. So what you taught me through our about 5 or 6 sessions, consulting, really helped mold the way I do things in nonprofit world. So I always was sharing your things, and if I see it, I'll read it a little bit, and I'll hit share anyway. I'll hit share without even reading it. And you left the comments like, "Are you going to apply?" I was like, "Huh?" So I went back, looked at it. I was like, "Oh man, this is for a grant." So, and it was just me, just being who I am, is always share people who always supported me and wanted my best interest to share their stuff online. So that's what I was doing. And when you wrote the message like, "Are you going to apply?" I took my time and looked at the application, filled it out, and when I get the email, I thought it was one of your newsletters, but I was like, hold on now. So, I read it, and I was like, oh man, it's a blessing to be able to compete with 45 people, even, people who have more history than me in the nonprofit world. And, you said people have more followers, but always, that's not always the case, because it's like, if I award this person this grant, I know this person is going to make a solid impact and represent my brand and their brand in a positive manner. So I know, that's something you taught me, just like the relationship we built based off, the relationships that you built, people know what you're going to do with the funding that they give you by the impact that you're showing.
Yes.
And, you know, me always sending out newsletters, social media presence of all across every single social media showing the impact that I'm creating with, if it's funds, with this information, with things I learned along the way. If I'm able to create an impact in the community with the resources people have given me, that's what we want to do. And that's what I want my future partnerships to know, that if you, partner with me, or if we go in together, if you grant me a thing, that's what you're going to get. Your ROI is me creating a solid partnership with you, and also me doing the work in the community. And that's what my nonprofit is here to do.
And
So,
I want you to hear what Jamar said, because it really was. I was looking at someone that had like 6,000 followers and had a newsletter and all of that. But the difference was, the difference, little slight difference was, I get your newsletter. I see you on social media. We have interacted. And I was like, I know he will deliver. They have the numbers. They say they will deliver, but I don't know them. And so I want people to learn from this. When you are applying to anyone that is giving out grants, it is okay to pick up the phone and ask them questions. It's okay to introduce yourself to them before you apply. It can make the difference in a decision process. So tell the people what you actually do. What's your foundation about?
all right. So, my foundation, I founded it back in 2018. My current mission is, we are a community organization that provides opportunities and financial literacy program to close the racial wealth gap in our communities. So we promote sustainable practices that ensure long-term economic stability and social and environmental justice. So what we're doing is we are creating financial literacy programs for the youth, young adults, and adults to be able to change their mindsets, or to get the information they didn't get throughout the years. Our culture.
I didn't get any of that financial literacy piece. So,
Yes.
so needed.
And my thing is, it was based off my own experience, where um, my parents had real estate, but they never taught us the real estate game.
Yeah.
So me not knowing what finances were, I found out the hard way. Getting a credit card in college, it just tore me up. Credit wise and debt wise, and I had to subscribe to different magazines to learn these things, and being able to study in college and about marketing and finance. And I got myself in the hole. But once I started learning, I got myself out of the hole. So then it was just like a fluctuation where, okay, you're in the hole, you're out the hole, you're in the hole, out the hole. And it's like you have to be able to create a mindset. And if you don't have that information, or someone teaching you this, you'll never get out of that rut. And I was able to be blessed around people who were in the financial industry. They gave me the information where I want to take the resources that I learned, and I'm still learning, and implement it into our communities. And if we have a community who's financial literate, that community will be more sustainable to the economy, and the economy around them will start to flourish and grow. So that's my mindset when it comes to that. And just empowering the BIPOC communities with the tools that to achieve financial literacy. And we're trying to close the racial wealth gap and continue to promote economic, social, environmental justice. So at the Jamar Law Foundation, we envision the future where financial literacy enhances individual economic mobility and promotes the resilience and sustainable of our global society.
Yeah. I think what you do is so important because, much like you, I did not learn financial literacy growing up because my family didn't know financial literacy, right? You can't teach what you don't know. And I too walked out of college with the credit cards and the student
Mhm.
loan debt and got out of it. I got a consolidated loan, paid that off, moved on, got another, ran it up again, got another consolidated loan, paid that off. And it's been a continual cycle. And it's something that I struggle with even to this day, like running my business. I have sometimes I've not made the best choices because I still don't understand all the ramifications, even like dealing with taxes and how do you do the LLC? Do you do this? What's eligible to be written off? It can become a lifelong problem. So the fact that you are investing in youth today so that they can not continue with some of these behaviors are great. So what is one of the things that you've learned implementing your financial literacy partnerships? Because you're located in the DC area, correct?
Yes, I'm in Maryland in the DMV area. Yes.
Yeah. So let's not pretend like we don't know there's an election tonight. We do.
Yes.
And we're not gonna be up here long because
Yes.
yeah, anyway. But you are in that area. So what, based on all the partnerships that you've had and the schools that you've worked with and the people, financial institutions that you work with, what is the one thing that we would be shocked to know about financial literacy?
That there's a group of people who think that only the rich can invest. And that came from, she's about 7th or 8th grade. She said, Mr. Law, I thought you had to be rich to invest. And our society, only sees the 20% on TV who are the wealthy, throwing money, cars, jewelry, but they don't see everybody else because they haven't had the exposure. So other than just teaching financial education, there's more to my nonprofit. We have 2 collegiate scholarships at Slippery Rock University in Pennsylvania. We have one back in Western Pennsylvania. I have one down here as well on a high school level. So, helping someone offset that burden when it comes to college expenses. We also do, teach people about food insecurity, about how to spend, how to budget. This past weekend, I partnered with Souls for Soul out of Nashville, Tennessee. They sent me over 250 pairs of shoes, 288 pairs of socks. And in my mind, when I'm driving, I come up with these crazy ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, you know what? I have these shoes and I have my foundation. I'm going to take the kids on a mock shopping spree.
Yes.
Right? I'm going to take the kids on a mock shopping spree, and they're going to learn about banking, budgeting, shopping. So what I did was I set up a bank and I set up
Mm-hmm.
a cashier. So I had two of the kids. Everybody at $75 each. So there's about 10 kids. They had to
Uh-huh.
get in line. They had to sign their name in. The banker gave them the $75. They sat down. Then when everybody had the money, it was time to shop. So, I called them up in groups. It was $50 for a pair of shoes, $5 for candy, $10 for a water bottle. And, there was different little things.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't know I got the shoe sizes from their parents a month ago.
Okay.
The parents didn't know what I was doing. So the lady, her name is Lisa Ambers. She is the founder of a mentoring group, and she wanted something for the boys. So she asked me to be the face of the boys' butterflies group.
Okay.
So she didn't even know. She thought there was tissue in the boxes.
Okay.
So I gave them a survey, and the first question said, "How do you like your new shoes?" And she was confused, like, Mr. Law, there's tissue in them boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked the kids, "How do y'all like your new shoes?" Just like, "There's nothing in here." I said, "Then open the boxes, then."
I got a question for you though.
Everybody,
You gave them $75.
yes,
And they didn't know they had to spend $50 on their shoes, but you gave
they
them.
did.
They did.
So
Okay.
we had a price list.
Okay.
So some kids, they bought a pair of shoes. So the kids whose sizes I get a month prior, they were
Okay.
able to buy a pair of shoes,
Okay.
a pair of socks,
Okay.
candy, a water bottle, and some kids kept the change if they didn't spend it all.
Okay.
They said, "You know what? I'm not going to spend all my money. I'll just keep 20. Go save it." So that
Okay.
was the point. You didn't have to spend the whole 75.
You don't.
So that was the whole thing in the moment of the impact. The surprise element was when they read the first question, everybody's confused. I said, open the box. All the kids got brand new shoes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, right. So it's just like, you see these little kids, third graders, running around with these shoes in their hands. Miss Amber, Lisa, she's like, "Oh my goodness, there are really shoes in there." She's trying to get her phone and take pictures and videos because you got these elementary kids screaming.
Yes,
So it's
yes.
just like, we do more. We do more because now that kid is going to school with brand new shoes on, and their grades are going to go sky
Yeah,
high. The
yeah.
confidence is sky high. So, financial literacy can go into so many ways. It goes into health, um, long-term health, you know, k- so
Mental health.
more, yes, a more sustainable person
Yeah,
is more likely to live longer,
yeah.
eat better, recycle. So, like I said, a sustainable economy. So we try to do so much, and with this grant that you're providing us, that's the impact that you will get. That's your ROI, seeing that, okay, us marketing you, as you've seen the impact in our partnership, and that's the package. When
Yeah,
someone gives you a grant, that's the package deal that you're giving them, and everybody wins
yeah.
because they're winning, you're winning, and the community's winning. And I just wanted to share that's the type of impact that you will get. Um, if anyone's out there, if you ever want to partner, um, that's the type of impact you will get, and that's just not one impact. I can tell you, exposing kids to um, polo horseback riding. I took some kids up to my friend's farm, exposed them to polo.
Hmm.
And when my friend runs the district cup here in DC, it's a polo match they do every year. He came to my classroom 2 weeks ago, gifted all my students brand new polo jerseys.
Wow, wow.
Right, so that's another impact. So
Yeah,
the people that you partner with, we all win in the end. And the District Cup and Events DC gifted us polo shirts for my whole fifth grade classroom,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
kids went wild.
They went wow. And see, and this is why that made a difference for me in this decision, knowing that you execute on what you're going to say that you are going to do. I know you're going to execute. And so I was so appreciative of you and what you're doing. I have an idea for you, and I'm going to say it out loud, and I know you're going to do it. So you let me know and you take some pictures. So when I was working at Boys and Girls Club, financial literacy struggle, right? That's what I said. But here's one of the things that we did, because it's about partnership. So we partnered with some local car dealerships, and they bought the cars out, luxury cars, the stand, all different
Yeah.
ranges of cars. And very much like your event, they had to apply for a loan. I'm
Oh,
gonna just tell you the way we did it, and then you can tweak it the way you want to do it. So we gave them scenarios. It was random. So they got an envelope, right? And inside that envelope, it told them you're married, or you're single. This is your income. This is your credit score, whatever it is. We are dealt the life that we are dealt if we make certain decisions. So we had that. And we had a bank. We had someone from the bank. We had loan officers. So they had to go and apply for the loan, get their credit score run and all that. And that person had that envelope. And they were looking at the cars and they knew which car they wanted. Well, I want that car. Well, okay. Now let's go and apply for the loan. Let's see.
yeah,
Oh, you don't qualify for that car. What do you mean I don't qualify for that car? So they went through that whole process of learning. You know what? Here are the cars. And if that's the car that you want as you advance through this life, then you can't go with the life that you've been dealt. You have to make some wiser
yes.
choices about it. I know you're going to play
No,
off that
that's
somehow.
that's perfect. We were thinking about a field trip coming up, and where our location is, one of my old college football teammates um, works at Toyota,
Hmm.
and I'll reach out to him and see if we
Yeah,
can.
because I mean, it
Yeah,
if you don't visualize it for kids, they don't get it. You know,
And then,
you can't go out and spend and have a 600 credit score and want this Lexus. You're
yes,
not going to qualify. You
yes,
can't be working this job and have this and want this car.
yes. And we also have to teach the kids, um, we don't want you spending your whole paycheck on a car note and insurance,
Exactly. Because
right?
as soon
So
as it leaves this lot, it devalues.
yeah,
It
so no,
devalues.
that's the thing. It's like you want to have more than enough income that you're making where it just takes a tad, 10% of your paycheck to
Yeah.
pay that car
Yeah.
note. So
Yeah,
that's
think about that envelope, man. You can give them a mortgage in there. You can give them how many kids they got. You can
no, I like that.
so many things. This is the life that you have. So based on that, what can you do? And
Okay,
it was a game changer for the kids. And of course, we were facility based. So to get the dealerships to bring the cars out to us was better. You can go to the cars, especially since you have that. But Jamar, I thank you so much for being here. I thank you for, again, you apply within the deadline. You answered the questions. You had a clear plan on how you were going to execute, and you ask clarifying questions if you have them. So when you are doing grant applications, those are all the pieces that come with it, regardless of the size of the grant. That is what people are looking for, because when you get 45 applications, and I'm telling you, I got 45 applications. The quickest way for me to eliminate people was, one, I didn't even read the ones that came in after the deadline. They were automatically, I
yes,
don't have to read them. Two, if you didn't answer all the questions, I don't have to finish reading you. Threw them out. Left me with the ones that I really wanted to read, and then narrow it down to, what am I asking for? What are our common goals? And looking at it and saying, okay, these are similar applications. These have more following, but I know this one.
yes.
And I know they will execute. I've
And that's
seen the newsletters.
that's what you
I've
taught me.
seen the communication.
That's
I
what you.
never saw this one. I don't know them. I don't know if they're going to execute. And people are making those decisions every day, whether it's $500 or $500,000. Foundations are making those decisions
Yes.
every single day. So I want to thank you for coming through on that. And I want you to visit. That is the name of the organization. Visit his page. I will make sure that I shout you out on LinkedIn and all the other platforms. And
I reposted it live, so I hope my LinkedIn followers jumped on the live.
yes, yes. And so now that I do have you here, we'll wrap it up really quick because I know everybody's got other things to do. But the summit, don't ask me what I was thinking starting this summit tomorrow, but it starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. to 1, and it's the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th. We have 7 speakers. It's broken up by talking about fundraising, marketing, as well as board, and it's free. So you can sign up for free, right? But then if you choose to upgrade to the VIP backstage pass, that is, you'll get the recordings, you'll get access to the recordings, you'll get a transcript of all the presentations, you'll get access to the presenters so you can get your specific questions asked. You will get a grant written up to $25,000 for you by the nonprofit marketplace, Brian Partee. You'll get 50% off, a discount to the SMB mastermind community. You will get a content marketing bundle. You'll also get a grant calendar. And basically that grant calendar is telling you when all the major grants are due. And it's on one master calendar. So that's in itself. You don't have to go and do the research. It's going to be all in one place. Game changer. You're going to get the house party friend raising kit that really helps you find new donors. You're going to get an ultimate board toolkit. You're going to get access to Jumpstart Your Nonprofit, which is going to help you write your case for support, help you engage your board in donations and soliciting. So it's a pretty cool kit. It's valued at over $5,000. So it starts tomorrow. And Jamar, I'm going to let you have the last word before we sign off.
Oh, thank you. Once again, I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to even know who you are and work with you over the years and be able to follow you as a mentor, throughout the consulting world for a nonprofit. I see your newsletters, your work, and that's very inspiring to me. And like I said, using your information that you gave me helped me better my foundation, which helped me better my impact in the community. If you would like to follow us on social media, just type in Jamar Law Foundation and a page will pop up, or jamarlawfoundation.org or .com. Go straight to our website. And please check out our social media from LinkedIn to Facebook to Instagram to X. We're across the board for everybody to access us.
Perfect. Financial literacy, y'all. Get yourself some. So talk to you later, Jamar.
I see it.
Thank y'all so much for being here. And I will see you in the morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time.